here's your 17-game schedule. Be creative. Make a funny video. You can make throwbacks. You could incorporate celebrities. You could use fans. You could do whatever. How do you want to announce the schedule? And I just think it's everyone's opportunity to be creative, and I'm a fan of just creative energy. So to me, I find the ones that fall flat, like that's it, and the other ones I applaud. I think it's
Does
fun.
everybody talk about this at the barbershop? Does everybody love them the way we love them, the videos, or do you just care about the schedule? I mean, I'd love to hear from the Fox Sports Radio Nation too at 877-99 on Fox.
A little bit of proof here, Cove. USA Today even has a big article out ranking the social media teams for the NFL.
Oh, okay. I mean, dude, it's become a big deal, no question about it. The thing is, we live in such a sports bubble sometimes that I know we discuss it every year, but I've never been hanging out at a bar and my buddy's been like, yo, man, did you see that Raiders video about the – like, it's never happened.
But with all due respect, when do you hang out at a bar?
Pretty often. Not as often as I used to. I mean, but we go out. We talk to millions of people every day.
I know, but I'm saying it's not like you're like, chopping it up with bartenders like you have a stool like you're a,
hey, bro,
Larry Dallas at the Regal Beagle.
A few times, I know you're like trapped in dad life, and that's awesome because I'm a father too. But while you're coaching little kids all the time, I got some lonely nights where I walk to a bar just to grab a sandwich. So I'm out watching a game at least twice a week sometimes.
So you are like Larry Dallas from Three's Company.
Yeah, like I'll go to not a bar to drink necessarily, just to get like a Cajun chicken salad or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I do hear what people are talking about, and I wonder, is it just a sports bubble mentality, or is all fans, really into it as far as video?
Whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
The world revolves around social media now. At least it's a prong of your life. Whether you got teenage kids, you got little kids, keeping them off social media. Everyone's job now. You have a small business. Guess what you got to do? You got to get your small business on social media. What do we do every day after the show? We decide what clip to put on social media. So to say that social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, if you tell me that stuff's not part of our lives, you're out of your mind. I'm not.
Like I said, I just want to make sure it's not just our sports bubble and everybody's buzzing about it, because I'm going to give you reason to care. Because me personally, I'm not into the videos that much. And I'm like, am I the only guy that doesn't care that much about the videos? But now I'm going to be tuning in. And I'll tell you why. This is kind of wild to me, dude. I feel like there's more to this story. Danny G, correct me if I'm wrong, but according to Yahoo Sports, right?
Yahoo.
I know, Rich, you're a big Ask Jeeves, rest in peace kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to still accept the fact that Jeeves is gone.
Jeeves is gone. Ask.com is gone. Well, according to Yahoo.com and Yahoo Sports, get this.
People
NFL,
don't know that I'm the yodeler. I still get residuals from that.
That's how Rich got into radio. The NFL will not be reviewing teams' videos for jokes surrounding New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel ahead of tonight's annual schedule release. That's per Front Office Sports. The league is letting all NFL teams use their own judgment regarding potential content about Vrabel's connection with Diana Rousey. And we're talking the hot, if it's all about clicks and viral and talking about what, I'm now wondering, since this is the biggest viral Vrabel story, for whatever reason people won't let it go, will any team have the cojones to take this cheap shot?
Are you kidding?
Or is it necessary? Is it a cheap shot? There's so many levels of thought to this. Are we going to see this go down? Because guess what? Now I'm intrigued. Very intrigued.
Well, look at it this way, buddy boy.
But, dude, the NFL, don't you think they would don't you think it would have been in their best interest to say, yeah, don't go there?
No.
Really?
I think that listen, you can't tell a team what to do on TikTok or Instagram, like, don't do this, you'll hurt feelings. No, it's fair game. In fact, in past years, there have been subtle digs, nothing obvious, but subtle digs in the little videos they make. And there's creative ones. I just saw someone repost last year's Buffalo Bills when Josh Allen just goes, I don't know, use AI. And they got Allen Iverson to announce their schedule instead of actual AI.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, like, every year, it's a contest of, who's witty, who's creative, who's going to cross the line, who's going to play it safe and be lame.
Yeah, and Rich, a lot of dissing, especially for your division rivals.
Oh, dude, the Raiders and Chiefs have gone at it in the past.
Chargers go at it with everybody.
Yeah.
We're fresh off of this Kevin Hart roast putting up big numbers on Netflix.
Yeah.
And how does that tie into what I'm getting at? Well, it seems like all of a sudden political correctness has gone out the window, and we're now overcorrecting that by leaning hard into things that were deemed inappropriate the past few years. So if you watch a special, you realize, like, wow, we can get away with these kind of jokes nowadays.
What do you think? You think the Eagles hired Tony Hinchcliffe to do theirs?
That's what I'm saying. Like, based on that, if the world's ready for all all these low blow digs, then maybe we do see, when they're playing the Patriots, two people floating by on a boat or something like that. Like, you may see this tonight, and that's going to be really interesting. And I'm wondering what teams you think will cross that line.
Division rivals.
You think so?
Mostly.
Huh?
Maybe just longtime rivals. There's going to be teams that push the envelope because they want to go viral. And when they go viral, guess what? Guess who gets a pat on the back? That 24-year-old social media kid that's like, I think we should, make fun of Vrabel. It's going to happen. And you know what? To point this out, I got to bring up one other point.
Go ahead.
You asked, do people care? And I'm not expecting.
No.
To
I'm
quote
saying
Steve
people
Covino.
out of like the sports. Of course, we care. We talk about these things every year,
and
every year it's like Christmas for us. But I'm saying in my real life, I've never had a buddy be like, "Bro, did you see this video?" Yo, bro. And I know he put up big numbers, but I'm like, does everyone care the way you care?
I care more than the average guy, but I'll say this.
Okay.
To quote Steve Covino, I don't expect you to care. You can't expect everyone to care about everything you watch, everything you consume. You can't expect grown men to be locked on social media. I get this. But our buddy Mike hit us up in Cincinnati, and he said, look at Pittsburgh a week or so ago at the NFL draft. If hundreds of thousands of people crowd the streets to watch a name announced, you don't think teams and fans are clicking on their team's Instagram or TikTok page?
I sometimes wonder if everybody's using social media like a teenage kid the way we do as sports fans. I'm not sure that they do all the time.
So you think hundreds of thousands of people crowd the streets
There's a lot of dudes in their 40s and 50s that don't live that social media life. And, they'll see the schedule and they'll, observe it. But I don't know if they care about these videos.
I'll say this.
I don't know. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying I don't know.
Because we work at Fox Sports Radio, iHeart, we're one of their premier shows.
I mean, so I heard.
Yeah. I think because of that, of course, I will skim through all 32 teams and be like, let me see who.
That's crazy to me.
No, but here's the thing. You know that everyone from awful announcing to our friends at Barrett Media to Fox Sports, ESPN, USA Today, Danny, you name it. Tomorrow there's going to be top 5 best, top 5 worst.
Yeah, like I mentioned about USA Today, every year they rank the teams 1 to 32. And Covino, to me and Rich's point about how popular this is, not just in our bubble, you remember this still gets resurrected from time to time. The Titans, when they released that video that went viral, it was the 2023 schedule. Remember, they were on Broadway there in Nashville, and they were asking just random people to identify NFL team logos and all the stupid, crazy answers they were getting.
Yeah, like week 3, and it's like, I don't know, the Thunder Turtles. I don't know. Like the fans are just trying to interpret the logos.
I think a woman said the Falcons logo was the Red Stallions.
Yeah,
something like that. I remember that. Yeah. Kay Rain hits us up on the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Again, we're streaming live at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. If you want to chime in and chop it up at Covino and Rich FSR. People went after Bill and Jordan last year, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So we're bound to see some potential lines being crossed. I think that's ultra personal. It's a very personal story, and I think it opens up floodgates because nobody is perfect, and if you're going to take that low blow route, then, it's all fair game for everybody moving forward. And we're going to see a lot of salacious dirt as a result. And I think that's more intrigue. If people care as much as you say they care, even more intrigue with the possibility the NFL allowing cheap shots to Vrabel and the Patriots.
I mean,
because people love to hate the Patriots.
There may be Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding jokes.
Yeah. Well,
there's going to be Vrabel,
jokes
Rossini,
are jokes, but some jokes are a little harsher than others. You know what I mean? A little off color. And that Vrabel Rossini story is a juicy one. And the NFL, if you just joined us, announced that they did not put any kibosh on any team. They're letting the team use their own discretion on these videos. So, again, we'll find out and see what's going on. in just a few hours.
Now,
West from Idaho, West from Vegas says line crossing is the name of the clickbait game. So we're definitely going to see that.
Yeah, man. I'm
thinking
of any players that have had legal trouble that might be good culprits and victims tonight.
Out of the 32 videos, how many make some sort of Vrabel, crafty, creative Vrabel diss?
Well, keep in mind, there's only going to be, 2 games in each in the division rivals. There's only going to be a handful of teams that play the Patriots, but I bet you. How about this? 50% of the teams that play the Patriots
will do it.
Even if it's a little like Vrabel winking or something, like there's going to be something.
All right.
Clickbait, the name of the game.
Hey, Sam, you're the least active on social media by far. You don't even have an Instagram page, which bothers me because people need to see Iowa Sam. And you can see him right now streaming on our page at Covino Rich FSR.
Covino,
yo, dude, where are you going to X at 8 p.m. just to check it out or what?
No, he's going on Friendster, Covino.
Yeah. What does Sam do?
I don't really care about this stuff.
See, all right. I know I'm not alone, bro. I know these things put up big numbers. But I'm telling you, grown-ass men are not all living that life, even if they're hardcore face-painted football fans.
Then hold on. Sam.
Yes.
I'm not coming down on you.
That's fine.
But I wonder, like, what moves your needle? Like, what would you click on? What does Iowa Sam click on?
I mean, just in terms of football content?
And no, in general. Like, what do you click on? What is Iowa Sam?
Anything Caitlin Clark.
Well, honestly, like, Sam, you're in your 30-year-old Iowa Sam, not a big social media guy.
Sadly, I'm going to be 40 in October. It's scary.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
And Sam's a little old school in his ways, and he's a football fan.
Yeah.
So single-ish 40-year-old Iowa Sam, what do you click on social media?
I click on like weird news stories, like about just weird crimes that happen. I mean, I don't know. Anything that's like is dramatic or like, I don't. This stuff is just like I don't care. Like the schedule. There's like if in college football, you might we're playing North Texas, the North Texas team that went undefeated last year. Like they're not going to be on the schedule like ever again. Like so, like college schedules are mostly fluff because like they do play a lot of patsies, but. Like NFL, it's like these teams, they see each other. They don't. Like, they come and go. It's like, I don't really care. I just don't. I don't know.
I just think it's another vehicle to get fans hyped. And I really do think that if take away the schedule video releases, Covino, I think
I don't hate it by any means. I think it's fun. But I think it's like it's kind of goofy fun that I think like a lot of grown stuffy men aren't into it.
I know what you're saying. What you're saying is the same guys that say poo-poo to this are the same guys that never watched a reality show with their wife.
Yeah, kind of, right? And I'm not necessarily that guy, but I could see that. And I'm giving you more reason to maybe check it out tonight. Yeah, I think the Vrabel thing is juicy. I do think it's wrong, bro. If you can't sit through a couple minutes of your team making a clever video of who they're playing, then I guess you're too cool and like you have better things to do, and God bless you then. But I will say, my big observation so far from hearing the Cron and Dan Byer and Monsi and everyone go over some of the leaks in the schedule. The NFL is really, right now, I feel like they're right there as far as maximizing international games, holidays, random days. Stop. Random days.
I think right now, is the Cron there? Because Isaac, I know we talked yesterday about the Thanksgiving.
Isaac Lowenkron is my age. Isaac, do you sit there and watch all these videos?
The charm of these videos is the Easter eggs.
Ooh.
The charm, if it's done right, is rewinding and going through in slow motion and freeze framing them to see the Easter eggs.
And you're that
only
guy?
People like. I think we all are those people as it relates to our particular teams.
Yeah.
Okay, for each team. Okay.
I was going to say, Cron, when you look at the schedules now, do you feel like the NFL, it's almost like – you remember Deal or No Deal with Howie Mandel?
I wasn't a fan of that particular show, but,
Yeah, you know what I remember, Cron? I remember
You've heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it, of course.
I remember, when we were doing our talk show for Maxim Magazine, we'd invite all those girls to the show as often as possible.
Are those episodes archived, just out of curiosity?
Yeah. Covino wanted them to open more than their suitcases.
Hey, I didn't say that.
Anyway, my point being, on that show, there would always be one person that was like, hey, deal or no deal, $300,000. And they'd be like, I'm going to open one more case, Howie. And then they lose it all. Or there'd be that rare case where someone's like, I'm going to do it one more time. And they end up with $500,000. I think the NFL right now, or maybe, Isaac, how about pressure luck? No whammy, stop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
The NFL is at a point now where it's like, all right, dude, I could get down with the Thanksgiving Eve game. I could get down with the Black Friday game. Thanksgiving, you got not only 2 games now, you have that night game. We are at the point where it's like, all right, stop pushing your luck. Stop pressing your luck whammy style. I get it, a holiday Christmas game, maybe a Christmas Eve game, but stop now. Now's the time to stop. Don't start being like, and we should start doing Tuesday games because then it's going to be too much.
I agree 1,000%. I think the only remaining thing that they will do, and they should absolutely stop after that, is the 18th regular season game. They should absolutely, under no circumstances, expand, add any more teams, or have a full-time team outside of the United States and Europe or otherwise. If they do something like that, they jump the shark.
100%. I think that, as we've talked about, the 18-week schedule with 2 bye weeks, or maybe even the bigger schedule where they play 18 games with 2 byes, international games, they're at the limit of pushing the envelope, and I feel like right now it's like, you got it. It's like you're playing bocce ball. You're close to the ball. Stop. Just stop now. You got it. You got it, NFL. You got us.
And tonight is the holiday, 5 p.m. on the West, 8 p.m. Eastern. Social media drops the NFL schedules and their crafty little videos. Who wins the social media battles? Who crosses that Mike Vrabel line that the NFL is allowing? That, to me, adds another layer of intrigue where, when I'm doing the ball scroll later on, I will be looking for that Easter egg.
Cove, you know what else you're forgetting? You bring this up every year, so I'll remind you.
Yeah.
Covino always points out tonight's a night when you could start saying, all right, let's plan that much-needed bros trip, that maybe you go away with your brother or some of your old college or high school buddies. Tonight you will get a clear view of, all right, what October, November, December weekend could I, tell the wifey, hey, do you mind if I dip away, have a guy's weekend? Tonight you will get a very clear scope of, hey, maybe a fun catch-up with some of your old pals.
All right, your thoughts. 877-99 on
I mean,
Fox.
that's if you have friends.
I plan on it.
Yeah.
And, of course, at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio, it's NFL schedule release day, and we get to your phone calls and more Covino and Rich next right here on Fox Sports Radio. Now, every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal, Rich. Investing deserves the same approach, and with Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Well, keep going, Covino.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term, for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way, all on one platform. If you're looking to take your preparation to the next level, Rich will tell you. Go ahead.
Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends with 25 million users globally. And now help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy with Vega. That's AI personal assistant Vega. You get real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop. So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Rob Pelinka and J.J. Redick both said they'd be thrilled to welcome back Austin Reeves and LeBron James to run it back.
The run it back Lakers?
And I don't know, Danny, you and I before the show were chatting up with the whole crew, and we were saying, like, does everyone have a slight different definition of what run it back means? Like, to me,
run it back is you're going back with the same team.
Yeah, but to me, run it back is you got really close, and you think the ball just didn't bounce your way. But if we run it back, we might get those breaks this time. I don't think you could run it back with, like, an average team. Like, to me,
they're still a mile away because you would have to put specific pieces around Reeves and Luka.
Yeah, you can't run it back. You're absolutely right, Rich.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be run it back. If you plan on running it back, you plan on losing again.
Yeah, like, running it back to me is like, man, you're Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and you lost to the Chiefs on a couple turnovers by a field goal in the Super Bowl.
Well, I hate to say this, Rich, but they've coined it this year, the run it back Yankees, because they didn't make any significant changes. They made a few changes, but they're going with the team they believed in.
Well,
and they sort of been called that since the start of the season.
I won't hate that because the Yankees did make it to the ALCS last year.
Right. And they had a lot of returning players coming off the IL, Garrett Cole and Rodon and all these other dudes. So they believed in the team that they had. The Lakers can't claim that because it's clear they can't. They got swept. You can't run it back with that team.
Yeah, I think run it back would insinuate the best example to me for run it back. There's two that pop out. I just said the Eagles. They lost a heartbreaker to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They ran it back a couple seasons, and finally Jalen Hurts had that opportunity with a similar core to beat the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other example is the 2014 Kansas City Royals went 7 games and just couldn't outlast Madison Bumgarner. Remember that year where he was just like a one-man show? Like the guy was such a G.
Yeah, he won the World Series.
They lost in Game 7. Runners left on base. Like they could have tied Game 7. And you might have thought that at that time, like, really, Royals, you're going to run it back? They ran it back, and they beat the Mets in the 2015 World Series. So they had that thought of, all right, this team was like one break away from winning the World Series. Let's run it back. I don't think you could, quote, run it back with a moderate playoff run.
With a LeBron and Reeves at the same time. And a lot of people speculating, too. If you got to keep one, you still keep LeBron just based on leadership alone. Again, that's the speculation. And, you know, he still draws a lot of people, and he still makes it a primetime game and a must-watch game. He's LeBron James.
But much like relationships, jobs, anything else in life, the concept of running it back.
Run it back means you were really close to winning it all because you believe in that team.
Yeah,
there's no way the Lakers can claim to run it back without making significant changes.
I'm going to compare it to dating for a second because all these things are so oddly similar, believe it or not. If you're dating someone maybe in your early 20s and you're in love, but you deep down inside know, like, she's off at grad school and I live here in the distance and, but I love this girl. And then somehow you reunite a couple years later. And you're like, we should run this back. I still love you. That could work because there wasn't a core issue other than inconveniences that made it rough, right?
I think we all tried to run it back, but we didn't make those significant changes.
I think if you are with a girl and she's cuckoo bananas or you are an a-hole or something happened, and then you try to get back with her, what happens every time? The same problems resurface. You realize, oh, my God, there's a reason we broke up.
And the same thing will happen. You'll realize that the Lakers just look a little too old, and they don't have the energy to keep up with OKC next
problems
year. Even worse.
Resurface.
Same problems. And we've been there in life. I've been there. Rich, you'll remember this story. I had a girlfriend. We broke up. I was devastated, bro. I lived in a hole in a cave for 6 months. And I ignored her. And then she finally came back. I tricked her back into my life.
He was playing mind games.
I did. I tricked her back because I never responded. And she came crawling back, and I went to my buddy Rich. Rich was a new pal in my life. I was like, Rich, where do I take her? What do I do? Rich was like, take her to Dylan Prime Steakhouse in New York City.
That was a great spot.
Guaranteed to win her back.
Yeah, it was a good spot.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that place.
I took her to this high-end steakhouse that's probably no longer there in New York. And, dude, it was like magic, mágica. And we were back together. And then sure enough, 3 months later, all those old problems were right there. We tried to run it back with
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. TNA Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling stars. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Oh, we got Iowa Sam on the ones and twos playing some Madonna because today is an NFL holiday. Actually, Sam, I love the Robbie Hart version better.
Celebrate.
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. I find this to be really juicy. I'm taking the bait, but I'm not the only one, Rich. As they released the NFL schedule today, according to Yahoo Sports, the NFL is allowing any sort of Vrabel, Rousey diss. They're not saying no to it, so it makes it more interesting to see who crosses those lines. And if you heard Beyer and Monty today, props to them. They're the best. I love them. Dan Beyer and Monty Bolaños were reacting to the reports that the NFL is eyeing the Patriots versus Seahawks to kick off the season, insinuating, Rich, kind of what I was getting at. Like, I'm surprised that the NFL said, yeah, sure, use your own discretion. Because by saying that, you're also saying, because we like it and we're leaning into this publicity, because if it bleeds, it leads, and this is going to be more eyes on the schedule tonight.
Yeah, I mean, schedule night is a big night already, but now with the little added bonuses of like, ooh, who's going to take digs at who?
Yeah, it's the NFL tapping into the hype of this story, which is kind of cheap but kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and social media directors unfortunately know, as you said, if it bleeds, it leads. If it's more juicy and more salacious, people are going to click. If you hear that out of nowhere, I don't know, pick like a rando team. If you heard that the Houston Texans were the ones that took a shot, you'd be like, Texans? And you look up their video, you know?
By the way, I don't want to be the cheap show that dives into this story, right? Because it's a weird story. And nobody's perfect, right? There's a lot of skeletons out there.
I mean, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig is perfect.
Kurt Hennig,
he passed away.
yeah, but rest in peace.
Yeah.
What's the dig? Is it a boat? Like, what's the dig? Is it like they're at a casino? Like, what's the viral image or thing that we see that implies like, oh, and then we're playing the Patriots?
Oh, it's like maybe like the mascot laying on a lounge chair next to Vrabel.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like a PI photo.
Yeah, like let's say it's then they go play the Patriots and it's, I don't know, Danny G, like sourdough Sam of the 49ers, like laying on a lounge chair, right?
That's perfect. Yeah, we're going to see something like that for sure. How much of it will we see? How do you feel about the NFL leaning into this?
Or maybe like the Philadelphia Eagle, like his head popping out like behind them at the table in Vegas.
I would have Rousey saving my mascot in a truck accident.
Oh, by the way, another story that just sort of went nowhere. I don't know if that was a PR stunt or what, but yeah, that's another story tied into it where they said Rousey saved an old guy. I don't know, man, but you know, she's very nice to us, so I'm not talking smack. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
So your thoughts? It's tonight. The videos come out. The NFL schedule will be dropped. People will be buzzing about it, I think, even more because of the possibilities of what we're going to see. And I think we're living in a time, again, where political correctness is more out the window than we've seen in years, and people will be crossing those lines more than expected. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. We'll get to your feedback now at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio, and I'll pull up some of the live chat at Covino and Rich FSR.
Not only do we have the schedule released tonight, we're finding out more and more about another season of quarterback, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the NFL, this is pretty cool, man. I think this is a really cool story because only certain people – look, I'm the guy that doesn't care about these goofy videos. I think they're kind of goofy. Like they're a little corny to me. But I'm intrigued.
That's you. But I get it, though. That's you. Okay.
But I don't think I'm the only guy. What I am interested in is a guy by the name of Baker Mustwatch Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. The story is, Danny G, back me up on this, that quarterback, the series that everybody loves, went to Baker Mayfield for Season 1 and Season 2, but because Mayfield wanted to spend all of his quality time getting to know his teammates and acclimating to Tampa Bay and being there with his family as they adjust and everything like that, he wanted no part of it. But they approached him again. Hey, will you be on Season 3? And it seems like we're getting him. Baker Mayfield will be part of quarterback season 3, along with Jaden Daniels, Flacco, and Ward, and that premieres July 14th. And it got me thinking, like, does he make you tune in? Is he the type of guy that makes you watch? And who are those other guys? Danny G, your guy got to be on that list of, like, yeah, if Fernando was on there, you're watching.
Oh, he probably will make it next year.
Who's that dude in Hollywood nowadays that gets you out of the house to the theater?
When we were younger, it used to be like a Timothy Chalamet, like a Jim Carrey or like a Tom Hanks. Now is it Timothy Chalamet? Is he one of the few guys or what?
For me personally, no. I like him. I love his love of sports, but I'm too lazy to get up for that guy.
I would say Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know if I'm. Yeah, that's a good one.
By the way, Chalamet, Rich, for weenial kids, absolutely. So I'm just saying, for me, like, it's got to take a lot. Mayfield is, I'm watching because of him. I'm watching anyway, but I think he's an intriguing dude.
I don't see anything. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. I know he's outspoken saying that he still could deliver, but Flacco, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I thought that was interesting too.
Is that
mixing it up?
Well, the storylines always bounce from quarterback to quarterback, and I'm like, is this going to be the story of like, I won a Super Bowl when I was a younger man over a decade ago, and I'm still the Grizzly veteran that I could still contribute.
Yeah, they want to balance the storylines out because you got a couple of younger dudes in Ward and Daniels, Mayfield kind of in the middle, and then, of course, the grizzled veteran in Flacco.
So
I'll watch it. I mean,
athletes, who are the Baker Mayfields? I think he's one of those guys. Who are the must-watch athletes? I'll tell you why, Rich. You think I give a diddly squat about the Buccaneers, but I'll always check to see like what Mayfield's up to, what he's doing, how he's leading the team. You know what I mean? Like, he's just that type of guy. He's scrappy. He's relatable. You root for him because you know his journey. Like, he's come a long way.
I think he's a good one. I think one that would intrigue many, just because he's young and like a charismatic, handsome dude, celebrated a birthday yesterday. Jackson Dart would have been an interesting choice. I think he would have been.
That would have been. Yeah, that would have
like,
been. Ratings, baby, ratings.
A guy like Dart, adjusting to living in the Big Apple, New York City, the pressure of being a New York football giant. That would have been a good one, I thought.
You know who I think is getting there? I don't think they're there, but as the Canelo reign slowly goes away in the world of fighting, I think the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, is slowly becoming like a must-watch guy in the world of boxing.
Really?
Yeah, like he's that next dude. He headlined Cinco de Mayo. When you think Cinco de Mayo, you think Canelo Alvarez, you think Floyd Mayweather, right? He was always fighting around that. Benavidez.
I mean, you're a boxing fan. I don't think the average person knows who he is yet.
Getting there, the Mexican monster. Yeah. He's got that name from Mike Tyson himself. He calls him that. I think he's gonna be that dude. I don't think he's there, but I think he's like they're opening the door for him to be that guy. So who else is must watch?
By the way,
box office or in sports.
By the way, really quick, 2 guys who have been reported to have turned this series down: Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields.
Oh, wow!
Justin Fields living in L.A., dating Madison Beer. Did I say Justin Fields? I meant Herbert. Herbert, being an L.A. guy, little involvement. Maybe you get some cameos from Harbaugh, Madison Beer. That would have been an interesting one. I think I could see why he turned it down, though. I guess if you have a celebrity.
Well, and then the other Harbaugh, Rich, maybe that's why Jackson Dart, if they did approach him, maybe that's why he would say no, having a brand new coach there that has some rules.
Wes from Vegas says Baker is must-watch TV, so this is a cool announcement. Again, he'll be on season 3 of quarterback. This is funny because Jones 199 says boxing is essentially non-existent nowadays, Cove. Well, that's funny because I think Jake Paul, who says his career might be in jeopardy because of his broken jaw, was a must-watch draw whether you like him or not. He's just one of those guys. They're usually polarizing guys.
The answer of must-watch, I think, Mike Tyson, up until that last fight with Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, anytime Mike Tyson does anything, I'm intrigued. He's must-watch still for me.
I think Sugar Sean O'Malley was on that path, and he slipped a little bit, but he's on his come up again. So in UFC, who do you think that is? Is it Strickland after his big win over the weekend? Who's that guy that gets you to tune in or gets your lazy ass off the couch to buy the pay-per-view or to go to the theater?
Speaking of must-watch.
Yeah.
This weekend, it's on Netflix, and I don't feel like we've talked about it much at all. Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano's like 2 days away, and we haven't really chatted about it. You going to watch or what? I mean, I'd imagine.
Dude, I absolutely think that's must-watch guarantee. Yeah.
All right, well.
I mean, for all sorts of reasons, man.
Not anymore, but in her prime, Ronda Rousey was like must-watch UFC.
And Gina Carano, her big comeback. It's both of their comebacks, and this is a long-awaited fight. We're finally getting it. Absolutely a must-watch this weekend. So we got must-watch videos coming out tonight. We got a must-watch season of Quarterback, Season 3. Who else is a must-watch celebrity? And a must-watch fight coming up this weekend. So that's great.
Boom. All right, let's go to Ilo for an update. Ilo.
We're on with the Cron.
Can you lead your update with the Mets sweep the Tigers? Mets are fire right now or what?
In Major League Baseball today, the New York Mets hit. You know what? I got an idea. The New York Mets hit. Let me try this. The New York Mets hit.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
But 5 home runs.
Yeah.
In a 9-4 victory over the Detroit Tigers to sweep their 3-game series, the Tigers have lost 8 of 9. How was that?
That was fantastic.
Back to you. There was some other stuff going on in Major League Baseball today. Cincinnati defeated the Washington Nationals 15-1. J.J. Bleday of the Reds, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. The Minnesota Twins beat the Miami Marlins 9-1 as Zebby Matthews, given name Daniel Zebulon Matthews, threw 7 scoreless innings. Brewers over the Padres 7-1. The Pittsburgh Pirates defeated the Colorado Rockies 7-2. The Seattle Mariners victorious at Houston 8-3. Luke Raley, a 3-run home run, his 10th of the season. Mitch Garver, a 2-run home run, his first of the campaign. Before the contest, the Mariners placed catcher Cal Raleigh on the 10-day injured list with a right oblique strain. We've got a nice 6-way tie for the lead at 3 under par right now in round 1 of the PGA Championship, including Justin Thomas and Martin Keimer. You've got Scotty Scheffler 1 shot off the lead. Rory McIlroy shot a 4 over 74 today, so that means he's already 7 shots off the lead. Let's listen in on his post-round news conference.
Rory, how would you describe your opening round? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Back to you.
On with the Cron. Hey, Rich, we got old school when 50 hits coming up, but in the world of scrolling, because I keep scrolling. Can I give you 2 must-watches? Like, I don't skip past them.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, one creepy one, but I think you'll understand. If it's any sort of Sports Illustrated photo shoot involving Hillary Duff, I think I'm going to pause for a second.
Yeah, stop on that.
Must watch.
Ooh.
And in the world of politics, no, not Donald Trump, but Spencer Pratt nowadays, love him or hate him. Like, I want to hear who he's talking about and what he's saying about the city of Los Angeles.
I'm so intrigued as to who has his back and who thinks he's a clown. So I'm intrigued. You're right. Spencer Pratt to me is like now must watch.
Yeah,
so who
now
stops
it's him.
the scroll?
It's him versus TMZ right now.
Oh, yeah, I know. See what I mean? Like,
and like where
he's
he
always
lives.
out there.
I don't live anywhere.
Yeah. He's an intriguing guy. So based on Baker Mayfield and the videos that dropped tonight, other must-watch characters, but we do old school when 50 hits. Start thinking about fun-loving goofballs in sports. And we're not talking Rich Davis. We're celebrating somebody's birthday.
Perfect. That's all coming up right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Okay.
they'll be the least interesting, I wouldn't say boring, the least interesting team to ever be this dominant. As we watch Oklahoma City, they're not losing, dude. They're 7-0, and I looked this up. What is the best postseason record for an NBA team? And I'll save you the energy. I looked it up. I'll tell you. The 2017 Golden State Warriors.
I'm thinking Warriors, Bulls.
You're on the right track, dude.
Maybe. No, Spurs were great, but not that dominant.
So 2017 Warriors were 16-1. They were 16-1 on their way to an NBA title. The 96 Bulls, Jordan in his prime, they were 15-3.
Wow.
Kobe, Shaq, and the Lakers in 01.
Oh, yeah.
That was when one of the series was shorter. So they're 15-1, only one playoff loss on their way to an NBA title.
Kobe!
And right now, OKC is 7-0, which leads me to this. If the Oklahoma City Thunder find a way to sweep the Lakers, which is likely, the Lakers look like it's all over, Johnny, right?
It's
like,
not if, it's when.
Yeah, right? But I think it'll be a sweep, right? I just don't think, even on their best day, they're not a complete team right now. They'll be 8-0. If they...
But wait a second, that corgi dog who bounces the ball off his nose, he picked the Lakers to come back.
Oh,
Someone say corgi?
Yeah.
Man.
You have my attention.
Then...
I've seen that dog.
If it's the Spurs or T-Wolves, and then in the NBA Finals, Pistons or Knicks, who are playing unstoppable right now, if OKC goes on to just pretty much sweep or gentleman sweep everyone, would they be, and I don't want to, it would be cheap if I said, the most boring team to ever win a final.
Wait a second. You think they're going to sweep the next round too? I don't see that.
But I'm saying if they were to just keep beating teams by 20, 30 points, like just whooping everyone, I wouldn't say the most boring because that's like a cheap way. Oh, they're boring. The least exciting,
Isn't that a synonym?
The team that care. Oh, how about this? The team that people care the least about.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't have to like the Bulls to be interested in Michael Jordan and the Bulls. You didn't have to like the Celtics or the Lakers to be interested in Bird and Magic and Cream. You didn't need to like the Golden State Warriors to be intrigued with Steph's big games and three-pointer after three-pointer and the Splash Brothers and Draymond, fighting underneath. I think if OKC wins back-to-back in really historic fashion, let's say they do only lose one or two playoff games, they'll be among the best ever, but I think they'll be the least interesting, I wouldn't say boring, the least interesting team to ever be this dominant, where other cities, other fan bases just don't really care.
Is that a generational disconnect, or do you think there's real truth to that?
Dude,
no, I feel like there's real truth to that because the running joke right now is the Thunder's second best player is not even on the court. He's out injured.
But think about who's making these jokes. It's a bunch of older cats and older heads and older dudes that have the platform to talk and say these things. I'm wondering, and I'm just speculating, we always say the NBA is a young man's game, right? For a young kid, that's their Lakers. That's their Bulls. That's their Golden State Warriors. So for a younger kid who doesn't have that platform to speak that way, are they pumped about it? I don't know.
But
the truth is, I don't know because I agree with you. I'm just playing
I'm
devil's advocate, I guess.
I'm not taking the cheap bait where I'm like, OKC's boring, guys. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, generally speaking, in the 90s, people had Michael Jordan jerseys, sneakers, gear.
Gatorades.
I have friends in New York whose kids have Steph Curry jerseys. Danny G, even down here in rival territory, you heard everyone booing Draymond at the roast because it was in L.A.
Those are also bigger market teams.
But Draymond getting booed last night by a Lakers fan base in L.A. We all know that there's kids in L.A. wearing Steph jerseys. There's kids wearing Steph Curry jerseys everywhere. There's kids that wore Jordan jerseys outside of Chicago in the 90s. In the 80s, you saw New York.
That's the name of the game. Yo, why are you so nosy? Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio with Danny G, Iowa Sam, and the Cron.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, we're going to get into old school when 50 hits. But on this day, you love on this day, Rich.
I'm a big on this day guy.
Doc Gooden's no-hitter with the Yanks. I was at my tita's house, bro. I was at my grandma's house eating tacos on this day 30 years ago.
Yeah.
How does it feel with the Yankees as a Mets fan? And
disgusting, to be honest. Disgusting to me. You know, I have a buddy who has a legendary story about how his dad came home from work early and goes, I got tickets. It's the Yankees, not the Mets. He's a Mets fan, my buddy Mike. And he said, Dad's like, you want to go to the game? He's like, I don't want to go to the Yankees game, but it's Doc Gooden. I still don't want to go. And that was Doc's no-hitter. And he always regrets.
Yeah, I can see why. As a Rock fan, 25 years ago on this day, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the Bodies came out by Drowning Pool. That's an anthem in the turbo rock world. But anyway, CNR on FSR, and it's time for our tire rack play of the day. The Pistons couldn't generate scoring in the last 3 minutes of Game 5, blew their lead, and then got behind in overtime.
Ooh.
Right side Mitchell. Don fakes the three, steps left, shoots it, buried it! Donovan Mitchell! Oh, my goodness, he hit it from Ann Arbor, and now a steal by Strus. Bounce to Mitchell, laid it up and in. Strus on the loose with the steal.
Wow,
Strus
Cavaliers,
on the loose, huh?
Yeah, on the loose. Cavaliers win 117-113 in OT and take a 3-2 series lead. That's courtesy of 107 WMMS Cavaliers Radio Network, and that's our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Now you said today it's a lot of anniversaries, a lot of on this day. But not only is there an on this day, there's a birthday of someone that you and I are big fans of. We've interviewed this guy multiple times. He's always been a delight. He's like a fun frat guy come to life, but also a very intelligent guy who the rumors are he hasn't spent $1 of his NFL money. He uses only endorsement money, so way smarter than you think.
Happy 37th to Rob Gronkowski. We get into old school when 50 hits.
Let's go.
There's a certain
What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
Yeah! You know, before we were talking about Hillary Duff and her stuff on the cover of SI. Gronkowski's beautiful girlfriend he's been with for years.
Yeah.
I think that's how and when he met her. She's a cover girl from SI, Camille Kostek. We've had them both on the show. Fun-loving couple, great couple, and he's just a fun-loving dude. Great kind of dude. 37 years old today. Honestly, he's still such a young guy.
I know.
So
When you think about how his buddy Tommy played until he was 45, to think how, like, I picture them as, like, bros, but Gronk's like a little bro to Tom.
Yeah. But based on him and his persona and who Gronk is and who we know him to be. And by the way, we've interviewed him. Like I said, he's been a part of our show at certain events. He is that's really just who he is.
Yeah.
And that's what you love about the guy. But based on that, who is cut from the same cloth? I don't know if that's a polyester or whatever the jerseys are made of.
Roger that.
But who's cut from the cloth of lovable goofballs in the world of sports and entertainment?
Goofy guys, lovable goofy guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the first that comes to mind, it was recently the anniversary of his one home run. Bartolo Colon. No matter where he played, everyone's like, dude, you got to love Bartolo.
Yeah, I mean, people love him that way. Is he that way? No doubt. And there's something about him that entertains. But this is where we get you involved at 877-99 on Fox. So your phone call's next.
Most
Covino
lovable
Rich.
goofballs in sports.
Sí, yo soy Fiesta.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win? Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
We've got a six-way tie for the lead right now in round one of the PGA Championship at 3 under, including Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas. Rory McIlroy shot a 4 over 74 today, already 7 shots off the lead. Let's listen in on his post-round news conference.
Rory, how would you describe your opening round? All right, thank you.
Anywho, in Major League Baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals scored 2 runs at the top of the 9th inning for a 5-4 lead against the Athletics. They now have 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Earlier, the New York Mets hit 5 home runs in a 9-4 win over the Tigers to sweep their 3-game series. Detroit's lost 8 of 9. The Seattle Mariners victorious at Houston 8-3. Luke Raley, a 3-run home run, his 10th of the year. However, before the contest, the Mariners placed catcher Cal Raleigh on the 10-day injured list due to a right oblique strain. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
All right. It's a holiday. Celebrate. It's going to be a salacious NFL schedule night. Schedule drops tonight, and those videos are going to be all the buzz as we discussed first hour. If you missed anything, catch the video, catch the podcast at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. And wherever you stream your podcast, just search Covino and Rich. I'm live in Jersey, and tonight I think I'm going to have – well, you mind if I speak Italian for a second?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have a piece of each. A piece of each. Oh, that's is that a plain slice and a pepperoni slice, or a regular slice and a grandma slice?
I say a piece of each is one grandma, one Sicilian.
Piece of each, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
Gabagool.
Thursday's the new Friday. Definitely going to have some gabagool. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and get some gabagool.
Gabagool.
Rich, Danny G, Iowa Sam, The Cron, all on the west side. From coast to coast, it's the show you loving the most, Covino and Rich. And every Thursday, we do something called Old School when 50 hits. You all right there, Jittery Jones?
Yeah, no, I'm doing the show remote, and Spot has me using my video horizontally. And you know how hard it is to balance your phone horizontally compared to vertically?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. It's very tough. That's why you got to come prepared. Cool little you got to buy a stand, bro. You're such a cheapskate.
I just didn't have one with me.
Such a cheapskate. So that's Rich Dicky Doodle Davis, and we're in the middle of Old School when 50 hits. We do this every Thursday. It's Gronk's birthday. He's only 37, right? You feel like he's been around forever. 37th birthday. He's got a beautiful girlfriend. He's got lots of money. He's never spent any of his endorsement money.
That's the rumor, right? I mean, that's
what they say. And, you know, for as goofy as he is, he's making great decisions. He's a fun dude to root for in life, and it got us thinking about other fun-loving goofballs in sports and entertainment. And this is where we get you involved, guys. Be part of the show and call us now at 877-99 on Fox. Rich, you know who came to mind for me?
Who?
Well, there's a few great answers. Like, great. I want to give them props. At Covino and Rich FSR, we're streaming live. When Manny Munoz hit us up, Manny was like, dude, Nick Swishalicious.
I wrote down Nick Swish. I'm not even joking. I had him down.
You know, we all know it, but I don't think he gets enough credit. Like that
I
dude,
think he does.
You think, man, he is such a fun-loving dude, man. Swishalish.
Yeah.
And how about the guy that stops by our show? K. Rain brings him up. Stops by our show on Tuesdays during baseball season.
Big Papi.
I don't know what he says. I could beat him. I don't know what the hell he said.
I think a couple of the star athletes who drop by our program could be on this list because Shaq has kind of morphed into a goofy spokesperson.
You know, without a doubt. He's never too cool for the room, and he's Shaq. So, yeah, he's on that list for sure. And you know what? You got to throw Barkley in there, too, because think of the controversy with him and Draymond, which is a really dumb name when you think about it. Draymond Green.
Draymond, you want to tell me why? Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Yeah, no, I don't. But the difference between them is it seems like guys like Draymond take themselves too serious during those broadcasts. He didn't take himself all that serious at that Kevin Hart roast, which was nice,
that was
right? He had some fun with that. And maybe that was a good reason, a good PR move for him to get out there and do it. Because a guy like Charles Barkley lets things roll off his shoulder and he has fun and he could take a joke, right? So, Danny G, I agree with you. Shaq, Barkley, who else stops by our show from time to time? But I thought of Adrian Beltre because any highlight you see of that guy, Adrian Beltre. It's him like slapping somebody in the ass. Him doing something goofy on the diamond.
I have a couple that come to mind for me. One of them is just absurd. I mean, you could say fun-loving. I don't know if he's cut from a Gronk cloth, but he's over the top. Like Stallone style over the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
A guy that's been on our show, a guy that's lost his damn mind. Lenny Dykstra.
I just think he's a wackadoodle.
Yes.
Is he fun-loving?
You don't think he's fun-loving?
We didn't say
that guy freaks me out.
We didn't say biggest weirdo in sports and
I think Lenny Dykstra's fun-loving.
We've interviewed him, and he's fun in like the Gary Busey kind of way. Like, I'm scared of what he's going to do and say next, that guy.
I mean, I think Gary Busey's fun. All right, then how about this one then? John Kruk.
Yeah.
There you go. I like John Kruk. And I'm not saying that I don't like Lenny Nails Dykstra. I'm just saying he seems like he's unhinged a little bit, right? Where Gronk leads with a lot of like kindness and fun.
All right, could I give you someone that passed away?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was him on social media, but there was such a joy I got out of the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik? I will humble you.
I mean, all his tweets before he died. Come on, maybe I'm misleading. Maybe I'm misreading this conversation. I'm thinking like
K. Rain says,
fun
how about Bo Bond? Like, that's a great answer. He's a fun-loving dude, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong. It's all subjective.
I think
kinda.
more rich think like Goofy and Lovable. I like in the entertainment world. I was thinking of the Step Brothers, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
In entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, that's what made that movie. Is like two big kids working together.
I agree with Mikey, 1748. I think the reason that Gabriel Iglesias is as popular as he is because he always stayed true to his brand, and he really leaned into that family-friendly comedy where he's so lovable and likable. He's sort of a lovable, fluffy goofball.
I have a question. When you say lovable goofball, I remember years ago.
Just think Rob Gronkowski.
I remember years ago, our producer on video, Spot, got mad because you referred to him as Jolly once.
I did. Yeah, because
he's like, Jolly.
That's a fat guy thing, he said.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, like, when you're talking about, like, these lovable, like, athletes, I feel like you're asking me, like, name, like, chubby athletes that had a personality.
Why would you even think that? I'm telling, right, Danny? Like, if Gronk is.
Because he's fattest, that's why.
If Gronk is the example. Like, we're saying guys that don't take themselves that serious and they bring the fun, like a Terry Bradshaw, right?
All right, I got one. He's not a Vato Loco, but Joey Votto. What about Joey Votto?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's definitely like a fun-loving dude. He's always good for a fun highlight. Seems like a nice guy. Never met him, but he's a Vato Loco forever. Who else comes to mind? Again, we get you involved every Thursday at 877-99 on Fox.
Right,
are they cut from the Gronk cloth or not?
You told me this guy was fun-loving when the Mets got him. Now the Mets are having a struggling season. They've won 3 in a row now. But relief pitcher Luke Weaver, every time that guy speaks, I'm like, yo, he's wild.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, doesn't take himself serious, and like he says quotable, funny things that go viral all the time. Luke Weaver, definitely one of those, like, definitely a goofball. Absolutely.
Yeah. Rich, you have one of these guys on your team. Come on your Niners.
Oh, do you mean the mammoth known as George Kittle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he the most lovable of all?
Yeah, the hero.
The hero who
a bug.
He killed a spider or something like that, and he's a hero now.
Yeah.
Plus the pro wrestling stuff, chugging beers, going to concerts. Like he's
have the Kelseys just fallen into that category because of all their successes as brothers and podcasters?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, especially for Swifties who now discover football. They love those guys, especially Jason. He's so lovable and fun when he's dancing around. That guy got moves. But, yeah, those are good ones. And, dude, Kittle is a great answer because, I mean, he's a little bit of a wild man, right? But he's definitely cut from a Gronk cloth where he's fun and he brings the energy, and he's that guy in sports.
I'm trying to think. What about there was this pitcher back in the day. Do you remember Wild Thing Rick Vaughn?
He's not lovable, dude. Would you say he's in that conversation?
Lovable? Who'd be lovable in that movie? Pedro Serrano? I don't know.
Lovable in Major League. I don't know. That's a good one. All right, let's go to the phones. 877-9. And, Rich, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, 877-99 on Fox.
All right, let's start with Bruno in Brooklyn. Haven't heard from Bruno in a second.
Bruno.
Good to hear from you, Bruno. What's up?
Gentlemen, hey, it's been a while, man. I've been listening every day. I'm just a busy man. Real quickly.
Love it.
I love you guys. I was thinking about it, and if you go football, we're going to have to go with – we got to go with the Bears. You're going Jim McMahon in the fridge as a combination, okay?
Yeah, nice.
Which would be sweet. But as a Yankee fan, I got to go Ricky Henderson and David Wells because those guys were both off the rails. Wells knew it, but Ricky was just crazy and didn't know it. He just was just a crazy man, but still unbelievable players that were wacky people.
By the way, you know who has that reputation too? And they always say, like, they speak of him as one of those legendary party guys. And it's someone you would never really expect. At least I wouldn't. But anytime you hear a story about David Cohn, it's always like this guy throws him down. He was a wild man behind the scenes. Like, and you think of him as, David Cohn. Coney, nice guy, great broadcaster. Like, in his day, like, this dude, he still parties from what I understand.
I got one. Former Chicago Cub, New York Met. Maybe you could add a couple teams if you want to play on the road again. He wore a shark tooth around his neck, and he slammed down the rosin bag, and he would pace around the mound like a weirdo. But he was lovable because he played it up with the fans. Remember Turk Wendell?
Yes, of course. Absolutely. All right, so back to the phone calls, 877-99 on Fox. The most lovable goofballs in tribute to Gronk's birthday.
Don't you remember he would slam down the rosin bag, and then the crowd would go nuts? Like, until he did that, the crowd, like, sort of stayed silent. You don't remember that?
Of course I do, yeah.
Okay.
What makes you think I didn't?
Oh, no.
Let's go to Las Vegas.
I feel like I'm missing the mark on all of these in your mind. No. You're like Rich. Like you gave me. It's like when my son shows me like a mediocre artwork. I'm like, yeah, way to go, buddy.
You know who's I think lovable like that? Michael Strahan, right? He's a silly dude. Everybody loves him. I think he's in that conversation.
Yeah, Rich, just think of personalities that are big and goofy, a la Gronk.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of more peculiar guy. I think I'm thinking of more peculiar
Rich, you thinking like wild man?
Yeah. Who's wild?
Speaking of somebody wild, let's go to Las Vegas. Trip is in the house.
Hey, what
Trip?
up, Trip?
What's up, man?
Hey, good to talk to you, gentlemen. Y'all took a bunch of them, but I'll throw out a couple to see what you think. Maybe John Daly in golf. Santino Morella in the WWE, mispronouncing everybody's names. And then Ron Darling, maybe, from the Mets. And then, of course, Will Ferrell, even though he's a comedian, he just seems like a fun-loving guy.
Oh, fun-loving goofball. In fact, I'll shamelessly promote an old-school interview on a Throwback Thursday of us with Will Ferrell. Just search on YouTube, Covino and Rich with Will Ferrell. It's sort of a random, weird one. But you know what, Rich? He made me think – thank you, Trip. He made me think of three other people. In the world of wrestling, just fun-loving goofballs. Ho! Hacksaw
Tough guy.
Jim Duggan and Luke and Butch, dude. Whoa!
Bushwhacking.
Yeah, they were just lovable
idiots. What about Georgie Animal Steel then?
He's just an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, a lovable idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. Was he that lovable?
Oh,
but,
damn, I missed the mark again.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just a weird, weird goofball. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll take a few more phone calls. Whoever comes to mind. It's old school and 50 hits. We do it every Thursday.
Could tell Rich is just more into wild and crazy guys.
Yeah.
Dude, put that down in my profile.
Let's go to Ohio. Kenny.
What's up, Kenny?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. John
Riggins
Diesel came to mind. John Riggins, Mohawk and Jets. Told Sandra Day O'Connor to lighten up, baby.
Every time I think of Riggins, Covino and I have the same thought. We'd see him all the time in the bathroom at SiriusXM back in the day.
He had a patented move. Tell him about it.
You know the move?
Tell him the move. Really? Okay. So, Danny G, you got to picture this. When we worked at SiriusXM, it's all weird walks of life, working there and visiting there and being interviewed. So we'd have these random bathroom encounters, right? It's like, it's like Axl Rose to the right. You got Rob Lowe to the left. And then one day, John Riggins comes walking in. We're all taking, a break, a bathroom break. And he does the no hands, like head on the wall routine at the
like
urinal.
elbow, like he's leaning against the wall.
No hands.
No hands on the, as you would like to say, no hands on the Johnson.
Whoa. That's what Koa's been doing when I've been potty training him.
I know. It's like,
and Rich is right. With the arms and head up, like against the wall almost. It was kind of wild. Every time because he was working there, I think, at one point. We would see him often. In case anyone was wondering.
Now you
it's
know.
An interesting technique. Now, if you ever find yourself doing that on a lazy night, it's the Riggins.
The Riggins. Our buddy Sean Weller hit us up listening on the Fox Sports Radio iHeart app. He said, if you got to talk about wrestlers, I mean, isn't Ric Flair just with his speeches alone and his like, woo, like how he's been living off of the woo? I mean, isn't he a little lovable?
Yeah, but I always thought Ric Flair.
He's been kind of aggressive lately. You see him go after Luka?
Yeah, but he always had that like smooth talking. He was like a cool sort of character. He had a strut and everything. Like I think Gronk is just goofy. And he's lovable. But dude, there's really no wrong answers. Like, stop taking it so personal.
Yeah. Think more meathead, Rich.
Oh man. Doink the clown? No, I'm kidding.
Let's go back to the studio lines. Ethan's been holding in Indiana.
What's up, Ethan? A good one, like lovable meathead.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey bud.
Hey, two people came to my mind. One kind of sports, one entertainment, but just two dudes that are kind of larger than life, awesome guys that I've never been around but would love to be. Kind of locally here in the Indianapolis area is Pat McAfee. This seems like a dude that brings out the best out of everybody. And then Adam Sandler in the entertainment industry. What he wears, he doesn't care to doll it up. Dude, he is true to himself. What a guy. Thanks for the call, guys.
And dude, when it comes to being goofy,
two really good answers.
Sandler's a great one, like because he's a cool dude, but he commits to being a goofball, which is why we laugh at his goofy stuff.
I mean, this is old school, and he's no longer with us, but in this category of lovable goofballs, just a physical comedy of like a Chris Farley.
Yeah.
What about a Robin Williams?
Like falling through tables, just being like Chris Farley apparently always just went for that silly physical laugh, and people always tell great stories.
Based on him, do you put Paul Walter Hauser on that list of a come-up kind of guy? Because he's in like every movie, and everybody finds him to be fun-loving. He's playing Chris Farley in that biopic.
Do you mean Stingray from Cobra Kai?
Yeah. He's in everything,
like that guy,
bro. Paul Walter Hauser.
In Cove, I would put one of your heroes, Pee Wee Herman, into this category. He definitely was a goof. Everything he did was a goof.
I thought he was pretty cool, man. He had his own movie.
Yeah, he
cool
was a cool goof.
He had his own playhouse. He was a ladies' man. Dottie was all over the dude.
I mean, but then again, I don't know. Did Pee Wee want Dottie? Remember, phone's breaking up.
He did magic tricks. Like I thought he was pretty awesome, to be honest. I never thought he was like goofy.
All right, we got time.
Are you gonna wear your boomerang bow tie to work one day or what?
He had a boomerang bow tie. Pee Wee was a legend.
All right, time for a couple more calls in this segment. Let's go to the home of Wemby, San Antonio. Jason is in the house.
What's up, Jason?
Yes, sir. I don't know if y'all watch any Spurs games, but Luke Cornett is a huge goofball. And
I love that. Yeah.
And then I got Peyton Manning and Blake Griffin are lovable, not meatheads, but lovable, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Peyton Manning definitely a lovable.
Yeah, he's
goofball.
goofy.
Yeah, that's a great one. Eli Manning's just goofy.
Yeah.
But Peyton, I would say he's the guy.
All right, who else, David?
Before I reset all the lines here, Austin in South Carolina.
What up, Austin? Your favorite lovable goofballs in sports and entertainment. It is Gronk's birthday. I can't believe Gronk's only 37. That's another part of this. Like, I guess you think, like, Tom Brady's – you feel like they're colleagues, they're friends. And
No, that's a great thought, Rich, because it surprised me, too. I double-checked it. And double-checked his birthday, and I'm like, 37? That can't be right.
I mean, he looks great, but just based on if Tom Brady, retired at 45, I'm like, and he's been out of the game a few years, Gronk's got to be like 40, right? No, 37.
What'd you have for us, Austin?
Well, happy birthday, Gronk. I didn't know that here, and he is definitely perfect for this category. I got two Philly legends, and then also Go Birds. But I got the two Jordans, Jordan Davis and Jordan Mailata. Just they fit the category, and I think their singing voices here just match how much they are fun as well too. So, but thanks, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
He made me think of like music. Is there anyone in music that goes into this category, or are all musicians too
Jack
cool
Black.
for school?
Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black. Good
there
one.
you go. Yeah, that's a good one, Rich. I love that.
I redeem myself.
Yeah, just when I thought you were going to give another wild and crazy answer. You say Jack Black and totally redeem yourself.
Thank God. Whew, thank God. Let's move on.
We can end
Rich,
it there.
I got one, and you met him. Biz Markie, the late great.
Oh, the Biz. Yeah, the late, great Biz Markie.
So lovable.
He taught us a valuable lesson. It's never just a friend.
Never just a friend.
Never just a friend.
So thank you guys for chiming in. And by the way, if you want to chime in, we are streaming live on YouTube. You can see Rich's sweet. He's got like a barbershop quartet sort of shirt going on.
It's just like a nice little button. It's like a summery button down.
Yeah, summery, handsome button down. And you can see Iowa Sam and his cool dance moves. You can join us at Covino and Rich FSR to chime in. At Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Or hit us up anywhere on social media at Covino and Rich.
All right, we got more next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
All right. Now, every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal. Investing deserves the same approach. And with Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Ooh,
Whether
you're
actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way, all on one platform.
All right, well, if you're looking to take your prep to the next level, check out Webull's Learn Resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally. And now, to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega. That is your Webull personal AI assistant. You get real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Now, LeBron James reportedly felt like the Lakers took him for granted when Rob Pelinka didn't give him the game ball after he broke the record for most wins in NBA history.
Aww.
James, who played the past 8 seasons in L.A., helped deliver the franchise its 17th championship in 2020, and saw Pelinka's priority in that moment as yet another example of the Lakers taking him for granted, said sources. So, speaking of sports babies, like you, first hour, talking about the 49ers, LeBron James, I mean, does anyone get, what do the kiddies say nowadays? Glazed? Stroked more than him? I mean, this show
he also
especially.
gets criticized more than anyone.
He gets criticized, but, I mean, he gets a lot of accolades, dude. He gets a lot of accolades, but it does make me think, all right, you know, did we appreciate him enough? Right? It does pose that question. LeBron says we took him for granted, and he didn't get the game ball. How many game balls does this guy need? I get it. Like, I feel like we did embrace LeBron. We do embrace LeBron.
I feel like LeBron brought a little bit of this on himself because if he didn't cry and detract away from his game with some of the off-the-court tweets and things that, you know, people hate him for, then even fellow Laker fans would have fully embraced him. There were so many Laker fans even that were like, I don't like him, but he's on my team, so I'm going to root for him, that sort of thing. But now, if he is not on the Lakers, they're going to see that he's hard to replace. He really is. There was a guest on Colin this morning who pointed out with LeBron on the floor for the Lakers the past 8 years, they outscored their opponents by over 1,000 points. When he was off the floor, they were behind by more than 600 points. That's a crazy stat.
It's a crazy stat. And while you were saying all that, I'm thinking about LeBron, and I'm thinking about his youth, and I'm thinking about the number one thing we probably take for granted in life. And I think that's our health, right? I think everybody takes their health for granted. Like, oh, man, I feel good, whatever. And then until you get sick and you realize you're praying every day for that to go away.
Well, dude.
Yeah, I think we all do, and we all need to be grateful for LeBron and our health, everybody. Remember that when you say your prayers tonight.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. TNA Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling stars. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Yo, I'm good on the drama. I love TNA wrestling and all, but I got a teenage daughter, and I'm good on that. Thank you.
You're maxed out on drama?
Yeah, I'm good with the drama, but I'll take the wrestling. For over 40 years, Tire Racking has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. We're Covino and Rich. I'm out here on the east side, ready to bite into a Taylor ham sandwich tomorrow. Probably getting some pizza tonight.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Yeah, buddy. So
that's
Covino
my favorite
and Rich.
part about visiting New York or New Jersey. Honestly, I could say family and friends, but honestly, pizza and bagels. So, yeah, join me.
I'll probably get some Taylor ham on a bagel mañana. Taylor ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Show off.
Yep. And we will get to one phone call now to wrap up when old school and 50 hits. And then we got to talk about what happened at the game last night, all right? We're talking a little basketball action.
You mean how the Pistons couldn't hold their lead?
Yeah, exactly. But something else that
all right.
Maybe affected it.
Let's wrap up old school with Ross. He is driving to Connecticut right now.
Yo, Ross the boss. What's up, man?
Not much. Just driving here, and I wanted to chime in on the comical duos in sports. I couldn't believe nobody mentioned Elvis Andrus and Adrian Beltre when they were with the Rangers and all the stuff they were doing phantom catches, running the outfield, avoid tags, moving on deck circles, getting thrown out of playoff games. That was always
me and
so
you,
much fun.
we're on the same brainwave, bro. You should join our game on Fridays because I did say that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Beltray, I've watched compilations of those two, and when people have fun playing sports, that reminds you, oh yeah, it's a kids game. We come on, let's have fun.
Goofballs for sure.
Goofballs,
and
for
you know
sure.
what I mean? I think it's safe to say when it comes to lovable goofballs in tribute to Ron Gronkowski's birthday, I say most of our show are lovable goofballs on this show.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's true.
Kinda.
Now, Danny, I know you say he has the most punchable face in baseball, but there is a side of Machado that is a little fun.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Okay. I've seen Manny Machado seem to have some fun along the way.
He might have a silly bone, but you still want to punch it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll give you
What about Kike Hernandez? He's silly. And
yeah, he's very goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah,
pretty likable.
Cove. See, I feel like I'm not nailing this category, so I don't like taking chances. But
you should have just quit. You should have just dropped your headset, Rich. Back at the
Black. Why don't you just pretend like someone else said it?
At the end of last segment, Rich, remember the really good answer you had?
I don't remember any.
You don't even remember.
Yeah, I think Rich is ready for the weekend.
What about Roger McDowell and his hot foots back in the day?
Oh yeah. Oh, baseball. Funny side
baseball.
up.
Yeah, come on. He did the hot foot.
He was on the air with Stu Gatz a few weeks back. And
Roger McDowell. That's great.
It was cool. It was a good interview.
Nice. All right, so that's Old School and 50 Hits. We do that every Thursday, getting you involved, and we want to thank you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. We're Covino and Rich. And yesterday, the Pistons fell short. You heard Danny G. Yeah. Cavs are up 3-2, 117-113. But the side story there, aside from the Pistons sort of losing it, was the celebrities on site. And, aside from this story, it was cool to see all the New York celebrities on the road with the team. That was pretty awesome.
I thought it was cool. The Met Gala was a couple weeks ago, and that had nothing to do with Juan Soto, by the way. Nothing to do with Boba But the night of the Met Gala, I thought it was cool that Timothy Chalamet said, nah, I'm going to the Knicks game. Because, a lot of Knicks fans are diehard, and this is the closest they've felt in a long time to something possible.
And that's part of the playoffs and part of the NBA when it comes to, courtside. It's a big deal. And last night, if you follow social media trends, and tonight we're all going to follow that as the NFL schedule drops, we're going to see how many Vrabel Easter eggs, Vrabel sneak disses are on these videos. Last night you kept seeing, oh, man, Eminem and 50 Cent are courtside for Detroit representing. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And they were there looking like nothing goofy about them, Rich, right? Like Eminem looking hard every second. Even though he leans humorous, he always looks mad. Right, so they're there, and they got their game faces on. And based on that, Pistons fall short. We're wondering, do you think sometimes that's sort of a subconscious distraction? Because these are young men on the court. You can't act like they're not fans and they're not human. And it makes me think immediately of your boy Joe Montana, Rich, like the famous story of the 49ers, because I feel like that proves there's something more to the fact that you can't ignore these celebrity faces there.
I mean, Super Bowl, the story is before the famous drive when Montana led the team down 90-plus yards for a game-winning touchdown to loosen up the offensive line, who seemed still tight. They're playing in the Super Bowl. He pointed out John Candy in the stands. And the legend goes that just pointing out John Candy and just giving that team a little bit of levity, they're saying loosened up the team for that game-winning drive. Because there is something to be said about, hey, they're athletes, but they're still fascinated by celebrity a little bit.
We're not blaming
I can only imagine.
Eminem and 50 Cent, but we're just saying, could it be subconsciously that they played a little tighter because, they're super famous idols and people they look up to, and those famous faces are right there. So that's all, subconsciously. And here's another thing, right? Here's another, example of what we're getting at. Rich and I have a theory that, and again, we live in L.A., so keep that in mind. We live in Los Angeles. Let's say you're at a local restaurant, nothing fancy, but a random celebrity walks in. Let's say you're at In-N-Out Burger, and you're just there, and all of a sudden, Jerry O'Connell's there, and he's ordering a meal. You're going to pretend like you don't notice?
Animal style, by the way.
Animal style? It doesn't even matter the level of celebrity. You're going to notice that his famous face is biting into an animal-style burger, and you're gonna be like, yo, man, check him out. Is that you're gonna tell your buddy like, yo, dude, look, but don't make it obvious. I mean, it's Jerry O'Connell right there. So you're gonna tell me these NBA guys don't care at all?
When you sit near a celebrity, no matter how used to it you are or not, it still will throw off your meal. I remember you telling me a story that you and your daughter had breakfast at a table right next to Howie Mandel, and the whole time it's like, yeah, Howie Mandel's right next to you.
How are we going to pretend that his bald head wasn't sitting right next to us the entire time?
Our video guy spot. Our video
throw
guy.
Off my breakfast game? No, but it was hard to ignore.
Our video guy Spot and I have a couple of these stories, just by pure coincidence. We were in Vegas once, and I think you dipped out or something, but we had dinner. And we had sat at a table right next to Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish. And if you are literally at the next table, the whole dinner, you're sort of just like, yeah, it's hard to ignore the fact that Hootie's right next to us. Or the other time, we were at a popular spot in L.A. called Craig's, and Angelina Jolie was like 2 tables away. And the whole time you're like, how do you eat with Angelina Jolie 10 feet from you and not at least peek over every so often, right? You have to.
Like you're not concentrating on your bites and on your chewing the way you should. So based on that theory, no matter how cool you are, how used to it you are, when you got these super famous faces like Eminem and 50 Cent, I'm not saying it's the reason, but I'm saying there's a chance.
I understand.
I'm saying I understand. That's right.
Yeah. No doubt. And listen, think about you. You would notice in high school sports if your girlfriend or her friend showed up, or like your parents came. Yeah, if your uncle came to a game, you'd be like, "Oh, my uncle's here."
You know how many kids play great and then their dad shows up and all of a sudden they strike out? It happens because you play a little tighter.
And these guys are above it. You could say that, but I'm saying even if it's 1% subconscious, there's probably a feeling of like, "Yeah, look who's courtside, dude. It's it's freaking Eminem and."
Or could
Fitty
we be
right there.
completely off because they're superstars in their own right? They are, but
I don't know, Danny. What are your thoughts?
Man, I don't know.
Bring some clarity, Iowa Sam, because you are not enamored by celebrity at all. Sam, do you think these guys get flustered at all?
Wait, which guys?
NBA players. Any players?
Oh, with
they
celebrities
get
in the crowd?
At all?
I don't think so. Isaac's got something.
Sam, if you were there. And Caitlin Clark sat right there just to watch you press buttons. You think you'd be on your A game?
Probably not.
Dude, when our boss swings by once in a while with a client or his family or something, I even know I'm a little like,
you sit up a little straighter in the seat.
You step your game up. You just don't want to try too hard.
But dude, even if you're stepping your game up, right? That could take you out of your game.
Yeah, it can mess with your head. It can mess you up. I remember we did a charity basketball game in Southern California, and you guys know the singer Maya.
Yeah.
Who has aged like fine wine. She was like one of the celebrities there, and she was sitting courtside, and me and the other DJs, we tried to show off way too much in front of her, and I damn near pulled my hammy. I remember kind of limping, thinking, what did I just do? What an idiot.
It's called getting too cute. You're just focus on your job, do your job well, but you're getting too fancy, too cute, you mess something up.
Hey, guys.
Danny's mindset, though, if Danny was like, man, if I hit this 3, I might have a shot.
What's up, Ilo?
This is a 100% true story. This was about maybe 2007, 2008. Halle Berry was at a Lakers game sitting behind one of the baskets. After the game, I broke down the free throw shooting by both teams by baskets. At the non-Halle Berry end, the teams combined to shoot 81%. At the Halle Berry end, 52%. I remember asking Lamar Odom about this after the game, and he was like,
"That's amazing."
Yeah, Miss Berry is a very, very, very wonderful lady. True story.
Because you can't take your eyes off of them. So I'm not saying that, but look. And certain faces are way more famous. Like Rich and I, actually Rich wasn't there. This is the one funny story. Rich wasn't there. Me and Spot went to a party in L.A. And the most famous face I've ever seen showed up to that party. And guys, I know this sounds crazy, but it's crazy to us too, okay? In walks in Sylvester Stallone to this party. It was the most famous face we've ever seen. You think the rest of the night we can continue partying like his famous face wasn't there in the corner the entire time? So if you're a young NBA player and 50 Cent and Eminem are right there mean mugging everybody. You're going to say it has no effect? No effect.
I mean, it could have no conscious effect, but
no conscious
subconsciously,
effect.
Like you said.
Exactly.
Like I remember, Covino, you always jokingly tell the story about how your high school sweetheart's family saw you at the batting cage once and you missed every ball.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And by the way, if there was nothing to it, right, you wouldn't be seeing all over social media and TMZ Sports that Eminem showed up and he was courtside. Because it is a big deal. He's a big star.
Of course, and there's that mutual respect between musicians, rappers,
athletes.
All right,
ready? Do you think they want to suck in front of those guys? They don't want to suck in front of anybody, but they definitely don't want to suck in front of them.
Can I ask you guys one last quick question before we get to the update here?
Yeah.
How about if one of your enemies, and I know, Rich, everybody loves you, except like one or two guys on the whole planet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about that the other day. Rich is a very lovable radio host, but LeBron James, he has a lot of haters, including NBA's own villain, Dylan Brooks, who sat courtside at the game where LeBron and the Lakers got swept.
Ooh.
And the viral video's been going around of him chuckling with his gold teeth and his jewelry on. So if your enemy was sitting courtside, would that throw you off?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'd say a little bit.
That could be even worse.
If Stephen A. Remember Stephen A. and LeBron had that beef for a minute, and it was like, ooh, is LeBron
you
something
do
like
not
that?
Want to make an enemy out of me?
I get it. Some people are
That's
able to
block it out,
block that out better than others, and they're in the moment. But again, we're talking like that 1%, like Rich said, subconsciously.
I think LeBron should have had a turnover where he passed the ball right into Brooks's face.
Yeah, listen, it sounds silly, and to some you might say, what are these idiots talking about? But even if it's like 1% subconscious, if a young NBA star sees a rapper, a diva, I don't know, if like a Cardi B or someone's like front row, Kim Kardashian's or some Jenner's cakes or something, you don't think there's a little bit where it's like, whoa, what's going on?
You think if Hillary Duff was there, they wouldn't be distracted after seeing
Hillary
that photo
Duffy
shoot
and her stuffy.
Yeah.
All right, well, with that said, let's go to the Cron. Ilo with an update. What's going on, Isaac?
Well, overwhelmingly, our top story is...
Meet the Mets.
Yeah!
Meet the Mets.
We're back.
Step right up and greet the Mets.
Oh,
Bring your
jeez.
kiddies.
Bring your wife.
You know what, the Cron, we're on with the Cron. I think what we're witnessing is like typical Mets. Like they do just enough to pull the fans back in, like, and give them hope, just to let them down again.
Good for
Well,
you.
the thing is, Isaac, they sweep the Detroit Tigers, and from what I understand, I haven't even looked at the schedule because I'm so aggravated, but don't they play the Yankees now for a 3-game set?
Yeah. This weekend.
So you going to crush me back to reality, Cove, or what?
Well, the Yankees aren't playing that great right now, and morale's is down, and Volpe's back, and he brings some bad vibes. So
Volpe errors. Volpe errors. Come on.
Sense some potential tension between the two of you over the next couple of days, and I'm here for it. The St. Louis Cardinals scored 2 runs at the top of the 9th inning for a 5-4 victory over the Athletics. Cincinnati's J.J. Bleday, 2 home runs, finished with 6 RBI in a 15-1 win over Washington. The Seattle Mariners earlier today placed catcher Cal Raleigh on the 10-day injured list with a right oblique strain. Golf. In the opening round of the PGA Championship, there's a 6-way tie for the lead right now at 3 under par. However, Scotty Scheffler not part of it. He just dropped 1 shot off the lead after bogeying the 14th hole. Rory McIlroy shot a 4 over 74 today. He is already 7 shots off the lead. Finally, guys, South Africa's Garrick Higo shot a 1 under 69 today, which included a 2-stroke penalty for being 1 minute late to his tee time. Here was his explanation.
I always cut it pretty fine. There's a lot of us who do. We don't want to get to the tee box 10 minutes early and be cold. We have to hit it far and straight. It's our job to do that. I don't really think it's my job to be 10 minutes early. Obviously cut it too fine. I thought I still had a few minutes. I didn't have my watch or my phone on me, and my caddy was dropping off my TrackMan. So went to the putting green, hit 1 putt, and then heard my name and ran down.
My caddy was dropping off my track pants? Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ilo. All right, now do we get to this? Carl Pavano story? I never thought I'd say the name Carl Pavano on Fox Sports Radio, but apparently it's juicy, according to you.
I mean, I don't know how juicy it was. We'll have to ask his ex, but we'll talk about it next on Fox Sports Radio.
me, the Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team. When I was a teenage boy, the two most important things in my life were sports and girls. In fact, you could argue that every grown man, their favorite things are sports and women. So when you have to decide between sports and booty, that to me, what was that movie when our parents had Sophie's Choice? To me, the Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team.
Well, a Florida high school baseball team season ended because the seniors chose to go to prom instead of a playoff game. All 5 seniors, so it wasn't just like a few went. All 5 seniors
Playoffs?
went to the prom,
Playoffs?
and it was only 3 upperclassmen that actually showed up. So meaning like 3, I guess, juniors that weren't going to prom.
The JV squad took their place?
But 5 seniors, 5 key players didn't go to the playoff game, and they had a 12-1 season, and they ended up losing the game. So they lost the game. The seniors were a no-show.
Oh, hold on, what did that? I think they lost the game 12-1.
I thought they were 12-1.
Yeah,
for the
no,
season.
I think that was the score.
Revealed Nassau's 12-1 season-ending defeat came with all 5 of their seniors opting to attend the prom. Okay, what was their season record then? Okay, so they lost 12-1, even worse.
It's like a Knicks blowout.
Yeah. So the story here is the upperclassmen, the 5 seniors, skipped the playoffs for their school to go to a prom. Okay, proms are important. I want to make this very clear when we discuss it. Nothing grinds my goat more than the person that's like, and Danny G, it's no knock on you because I can't wait to hear Danny G's side. But I know he didn't go to his prom. I don't know his choice or his reasoning. Maybe it's different here in California, but it's like the person who's like, I didn't take a picture for the yearbook. I'm like, why?
Loser?
Yeah, like, why? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm not saying that the prom's not important, right?
And I didn't say that either.
Okay.
And I wasn't bragging saying, I didn't go. I haven't watched one episode of fill in the popular show.
The person that brags about not watching the hot show.
Yeah,
Right.
It wasn't that. It was just at my school, sports were more important than the prom.
And I think I might agree with you there, Danny G. I'm still processing this story, and I don't want to like deter Rich from his strong take here either. So,
well, lucky for you, I have a strong take that's not changing.
I want the Fox Sports Radio Nation to start calling now on John Quinones. What would you do?
You
or an
look
old
like
school. I look like John Quinones.
When you have one
if
too
I,
many.
If I look like John Quinones, you look like Eli Manning, bro. All right. So anyway,
how dare you?
What would you do? Or the old school NFL? You make the call. Let's say there's 2 ways to look at this.
Yeah.
We all remember what it was like to play high school sports, right? It's important. Our lives revolved around it.
Correct.
So what would you have done? And now we're at the age where, hey, we're parents. What would you advise your kid to do in that situation? Play in that game or go to the prom? And I think I have a solution that should have happened, in my opinion, the more I think about it. So
here's my take, and very hard to tell me I'm wrong because I'm so adamant. That
I think there's a clear reason to tell you you're wrong.
All right.
Now that I think about it,
guess what? There's one prom. Okay. It's a memory. If you have a high school sweetheart, you take the limo,
that great?
The party bus with your friends. You go to the prom. You go into the big city. That weekend, everyone goes to get a shore house. That's how we did it on the East Coast. Wherever you go to the lake house, wherever you live, it's your prom. You wear a tuxedo.
Prom is very special, no doubt.
Especially if you have a high school sweetheart, it's your moment. A lot of guys lose their V card at the prom. A lot of guys, that's a very special moment. To me, I'm the most competitive guy you know. I still play adult men rec sports because I love playing sports. But if you play baseball in high school, unless you're going on to be a pro, unless you're a top prospect, what's more important? A game? You're going to end up playing Babe Ruth or Connie Mack, or I played men's baseball until I was like 25. You play all these games. There's one prom.
Iowa Sam with the Eminem and 50 Cent, which, by the way, I thought it was really cool that they showed up. It just sucked that the Pistons fell short. So we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, Covino and Rich with Danny G. Spotty's on the videos. We're streaming live at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. And if you're skilled in manufacturing, skip the online job search nightmare. Express Employment Pros connect skilled machinists, welders, and technicians with contracts and full-time manufacturing jobs. And it's time guess what, Rich? To get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Now tomorrow, we get you ready for the weekend. Brainwave, of course, giving away some CNR prizes. If you're on our Brainwave, it's multiple choice, it's fun, it's interactive. And, of course, weekend hobnobbing, living for the weekend. Yeah. We get you ready with the stuff you need to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. We do it every Friday. And tonight is your night, bro.
Ooh, I can't wait, man. We're a couple hours away. What are we, an hour and 10 minutes away from the release, the great NFL release, and it has nothing to do with massage parlors. Has nothing to do with Justin Tucker.
Yeah, okay.
Or Robert.
Hey,
Kraft.
now.
There's also a Game 5 and a Game 6 in the NHL. Canadiens at the Sabres. That's a Game 5 tied up 2-2. And the Vegas Golden Knights at the Ducks in Anaheim. That's Game 6. Vegas looking to close out. They're leading 3-2.
That's quacktastic.
I knew you were going to say that.
Perfect, though, because we don't have NBA until tomorrow and no Yankees for me today. So I'm excited about it. We'll be talking about it tomorrow as well, Covino and Rich. I'm live in Jersey, everybody else on the West Side. And speaking of East Coast, as a Yankees fan, I saw a story about Carl Pavano.
Now,
Carl Pavano was a great pitcher, man. I would say he's a very good pitcher.
Carl Pavano, very good pitcher, just not for your Yankees. I looked at his stats, and I was like, Carl Pavano had a couple really good years, but none of those were for the Yankees. He was at best pedestrian as a Yank. But then again,
Well, now they're calling him Hot Carl Pavano.
Oh, geez.
I don't know if you know what he did, but according to the New York Post sports section, more sordid details have come to light in the post-divorce prenuptial agreement. Who want prenup? Carl want prenup. In the prenup agreement drama for the former Yankee pitcher and his ex-wife. Get this, allegedly.
Come on.
Allegedly, according to the stories, things get ugly.
Come on.
He soiled her sheets and was going to the bathroom, number one, in her shampoo bottles. That's what the story is. I'm not kidding you. She's making nasty claims in this. I'm just saying.
Come on, Carl.
I mean, let's just all hope it's not true, okay?
Carl,
Don't
you
like
won
Carl.
18 games in 04. Come on.
Take the high road always, everybody, and join us tomorrow, Covino and Rich.
Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Not the shampoo.